Everybody, we're going to start our work session, study session, and I'll start with item 9, which is ready. If there's no other questions. Katie, are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
We can have a microphone?
You can have a microphone up there.
I didn't realize.
They can speak, yeah. Thank you.
That's weird.
That's so, yep, it's weird, but, yeah.
Oh,
Okay, you can hear through the mics.
Are we all set?
Side conversations don't need to be heard.
All right, so once again, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is our study session. I am presenting item number 9. If there are no questions, it's ready.
No questions.
Okay, moving on. Council Caldwell.
Thank you, Madam President. Blessings to all today. I have item number 10, and if there's no other questions from the fellow councilors, they're ready. It's ready.
Thank you. Hold on. Here we go. Councilor Monto for Councilor Majok.
Thank you, President Paniagua. Councilor Majoke has items 11 through 26, and those are all ready to go.
All right, there was a new schedule for city-owned buildings that's in there, and it's all good.
Thank
Are we
you.
set?
Which
Yep, we're
number?
all set.
What number?
15, 16.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we're moving on? Are we
Thank
all
you.
set? Okay. With that said, we're going to go to,
Oh, 27 is ready too. Sorry.
okay.
I missed that one.
All right, then Councilor Erin Rich. Number 28.
I have number 28, and it's ready to go.
Thank you. Councilor Erin Rich again.
I have item number 29 that I'm presenting today to be automatically tabled,
It'll be introduced and tabled.
introduced and tabled.
Thank you, Councilor.
Thank you. Councilor Nave.
Thank you, Madam President. I have items 30, 31, and 32. If there's no questions or discussions, they are ready. Go ahead, Owen.
Councilors, good morning. Owen Kearney with City Planning and Sustainability. 31 and 32, there was as we discussed last week, there was a third item, a waiver item, to work with the firm to help us with these applications. I know that didn't make it on. I talked to some of you on Friday. It didn't make it on as a waiver item. I know there's, some different opinions about that item. Is that able to be, could that waiver be considered at the next meeting? Or is the waiver,
Yeah, if you can talk offline to those folks, Owen, about that, the next meeting item, that's what you can do. Yeah.
Can I ask you, you trying to waive what?
No,
So-
it's not on this agenda.
it's not on this
It's not on the
agenda?
agenda. He's talking about an item that's not on the agenda, and he
Okay.
wanted to know, can it be at the next agenda, on the next agenda? And that's why I say you can talk to them, and you guys can, get into the,
So are you asking, let me ask you this. So without the waiver of the RFP, are you considering not applying it with 31 and 32?
That's exactly right. And these items may be withdrawn. If so, if that waiver could be considered at the next meeting, then it makes sense to keep these on the agenda, and we could discuss the waiver.
it's
And
up to you.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Can,
If you want to hold.
So do you want Councilor Nave to hold 31 and 32 while we discuss the other one?
so,
The problem is that if we move that, JCOM is going to be part of who's writing these grants, correct?
That's correct.
And if they're not in the mix, then there's no reason why to write the grants.
but how do we, so my question behind this is, and this is for the charger piece, right?
Right.
How, as a municipality, do we lobby for one organization versus other when there is tons of organizations? This is a new wave, right? We got going on across the country. How do we just pick one organization and say, this is the way we go, when we should be fair and equitable to everyone to see who else can do what they do? We want more businesses and we want more people. We're trying to generate this community to be diverse. So how did this one just come up about?
This is a group that we identified that can do all the work, that can provide the expertise at no cost to the city. That is unique. There weren't any vendors in the city. We had discussed this last week, but ultimately there weren't any city vendors that could provide these services, which a couple councilors asked about, and obviously we all want to prioritize. So this is a New York State vendor that does this work, has a track record, no cost to the city, providing infrastructure that we don't have. There's no public charging infrastructure, and it's a great opportunity. And it's not maybe a perfect opportunity, but it's sure one that I think we should consider.
So is there?
One thing that Owen is not putting, I think, enough point on is that we can't use anybody. They have to be already
New York State?
certified by the
I
Make
understand
Ready under National Grid in order
No, we
to be
understand that.
part of
Only from
this.
National
Yeah,
Grid.
that's only from National Grid.
And that was the point that I wanted to make. Michael Collins.
I watched last study session. I've been reading up on it. So my biggest push behind this is that we have previously, for the last couple of years, been talking about RFPs. We
Yeah.
want to put RFPs out. We want more opportunities. People email us, they call us all the time saying,
Totally agree.
we're trying to get in. So for us to say we're already going, is like lobbying for a company that we saying that you're saying this is the only one out of everyone. You're telling me this is the only one. And you're also saying that New York State is saying we have to have them on there. We have to apply with
New
a
York
vendor.
State.
I mean, National Grid, we have to have a vendor already on there before we even apply.
So the vendor must be approved by the funder. And so there is a list. This
Right.
company's on the list. All of the other companies that are on that list, none are that can do the whole package are not local. And they all expect to be paid up front because very reasonably, if they do not receive the grant, they want to make sure that they're paid for. This is the only company that fits all of those options. So Counselor, we're 100% with you on the fact that, our RFPs are there for the right reason, and there are only special times in which they should be circumvented.
So
This
we
is one of
already
those
reached
times.
out to everybody on the list and asked them, would they be a partner?
I'll let.
That's,
Counselor, being that the question here to me is that whether you guys going to hold the item for the next agenda and you guys discuss all this, or you guys are not going to.
But Katie, hold on, because it's study session. Let's study. Go ahead.
go ahead.
There is a list. We have not talked to everybody on the list.
So that's my point. It's not that I think this is a great opportunity, but for us to be in a municipality lobbying for one organization when we have not went through the list and said, hey, who is available? We want to make sure we're fair and equitable to everyone. And this is what we heard in the past previous with not just this, but other RFPs. People are like, we never get a chance. We never get a chance. We never get a chance. So how do we make it fair and equitable when we don't open the door and say, hey, let's see. Why can't we write to grant? We have a phenomenal grant part and then figure out who. We can't do that?
We don't have the
Well-
expertise to write the grant. I wish we did. As I said, we don't have this infrastructure. We're looking to pilot this at no cost and working with a vendor that has done this throughout upstate. There's no city vendors. There's a lot of good reasons to do this, and I think, finding a reason not to work and potentially receive over $400,000 of funding to install infrastructure that our constituents, our neighbors want, that we don't have. It's a great opportunity, I think, that we're missing here.
How
if
long
we
have
don't
we had a grant? How long did we
Line on
know?
the grant, Owen.
The last day of the month, Friday the 27th,
How long have we known about this?
since we started talking to them in December.
So this is where we are. So, and
I wish
I'm
I
not
could bring
trying to, like I
something-
said,
yeah.
well, I think highly of you. I think
Thank
highly
you.
of what, but it's our job to make sure that we're being fair
Mm-hmm.
to everyone. And right now, it's been here since December, and
Mm-hmm.
now it's February, and we're just hearing about it. And now it's
Mm-hmm.
like either we do it or we lose it. And we've been through for the last couple years saying, hey, let's talk about things before time because we really are pushing RFPs. It's
Yeah.
important.
Completely agree. This is where, so when we found out about it, I have people emailing me saying, hey, we've got this great opportunity for you to buy these products off of us and create a shanty town for homeless people. We get tons of ideas all the time. We have to have a minute to vet it and see if it's something worth bringing to you. And at the time that we learned about it, we had no budget for it. B, we had no ability to turn around and create an RFP process within the amount of time that we had. And so we brought it to you a couple of weeks ago in the email that that Owen sent out. I get exactly what the resistance here is, and if this isn't going to happen, we can absolutely pull it.
Michael, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
So, from the other potential companies that could, do this work, did they offer like this last JCOM did to write the grant with the city at no cost, or is there any? I mean,
So
did they know that there was a potential to getting a contract if they did that? How did this work?
Yeah,
out?
since there was really about a month or so between when we learned about it and when we shared it with you, the research that Owen and Karina have done is on who does this stuff really well, who wins these grants from the approved lists. And so this is a company that's won 49 out of 50. And because of their success rate, they believe in themselves, and they said, we will not ask for money up front. And since we did not have time to RFP, that was not a possibility from the deadline for when the grant is due and when we'd been able to vet this information. This was the best option, so we brought it to you. Respect the fact that you may not want it.
So we didn't have time to RFP because of what?
Because the RFP process takes longer than the window that we had.
Since December, we didn't have, did
So,
we even
no,
have
it's
any
not-
engagement with any other did we speak to any other ones besides that one?
I'm sorry, I keep jumping ahead of you
No,
because
it's
I've
okay.
had
I
too much
just want to know,
coffee
did we
and not
speak?
enough lunch.
So when it comes back to this, right, did anybody else say, hey, have we had any other conversation with any other vendors besides this one?
We looked at the list that's available, and we worked directly with this folks. We've talked to other folks that do this work, and there's cost associated with them. We didn't have any budget upfront. So this is frankly the only vendor that we found that had no upfront costs that we could work with. So again, there wasn't enough. Typically, we RFP things. That process is normally, 4 to 6 months by the time you write it and publish it. And we didn't have time to do this here. We're very sensitive to that. We typically do that with our sorry,
I have another question. Sure. At the expiration of the grant period, my understanding is that the city will own this infrastructure. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And ballpark, how much money per year would this infrastructure likely get us in terms of money?
A very
or
conservative
kilowatt hours?
estimate appears to be the revenue could be a few $100s a month. So maybe a couple thousand a year.
Okay.
It is revenue positive. It is not huge revenue, but a very conservative estimate of one that's used would be about that.
And it would be located in a public park,
In-
accessible to
yes,
all
that's
Syracuse
correct.
residents.
That's correct.
Owen, did you engage with black and minority-owned trade unionists? Did you reach out to union? Because they have to be at the table. And in my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong, that's a very important workforce. And whatever we do business in this city, they have to be at the table. Their voice has to be heard. So I don't know what that list had, but that's that's my opinion. And I have to look out for every constituent in the city, every organization, so no one is left behind. And many of those organizations have been left behind. We've seen that what's going on with the I-81 project. So that's my feeling. So were any of them in this discussion?
Counselor, as both the Commissioner and I mentioned, we did not RFP this. We did not have a competitive bid process.
We didn't have a competitive bid process. So
We did not.
We didn't engage everyone in this.
We didn't, and sometimes opportunities, the waiver is a tool when things are time sensitive. And I would also remind you that the work we're doing is for constituents. Constituents have asked for this.
agree.
It's public. It's amenity we don't have. And it's something I think a lot of people are looking for. So
And we will know in
we're
the
looking out for
future
those constituents
that
also.
all those who are not at the table in this discussion will be engaged in the future for all biddings. Am I correct? That we will engage everyone?
We can only engage the ones that are on the approved list. So the funder dictates which companies they have vetted that have the expertise to do it. So those are the ones that we're looking at. Because you're completely right. And that's why Owen and I have stood here and say we fully support the process. That wasn't an option this time, and that's why we'll withdraw if the council feels that that a waiver is not something that you're comfortable with.
So you're saying that we don't have the capability with our grant program and our outside grant writers to write this grant?
We
Correct,
don't.
because we do not have any electrical engineers that specialize in EV chargers to make the calculations that are a required part of the submission.
Say that again, I apologize, I didn't hear that.
There are technical parts of this submission where you've got to do the calculations that have to do with the energy use, everything that has to do with
By experts.
Yeah, and we've got good grant writers, and we've got great engineers and electricians. This is a specialized skill set, and that is not a skill set that we possess within the city.
So I'm gonna be clear, I love the fact that we're moving forward into the next generation, it's needed. But to keep waiving things and not allowing access to all, and we do that frequently here in City Hall. And we've been talking about for the last few years, let's not do that, because guess what? We leave a population out and they never get a chance to be at the table. And it's very unfair. So yes, as we want it, them same constituents are not getting a chance to be a part of it, right? And we're picking based on what we think, because we did not go through the list and say, hey, let's talk to everybody. If we can have RFP, let's just do a meeting and say, hey, this is what we're interested in. Who on this list could be a part of? These are our requirements. We didn't do that. So I'm really skeptical because it's not fair. And it's almost like, we're supposed to be on a playing field. We open our eyes for everyone. And when we do this, we don't. And we do this often. And we've been doing this for years here. And it was something that we really want to get away from, because we want people to realize that we are fair. And we get emails from people all the time to say, how do we get a front door in? We have opportunity. What do we do, right? So that's my spill.
We did have this discussion at our first study session, and
I didn't get my words. I wasn't there. I seen it on video, but I'm gonna be very,
I know you weren't
very
there.
clear, because this has been a 4-year
But
thing.
we
we've been
were
talking about.
we were sure that the message was delivered that all of these RFPs are going to be looked at independently, one from the other, and waiving the RFP process will not be the norm, but it will be the exception.
this
So
has
as
been-
long
this
as we
isn't
get
new.
I would
that
like
clear,
to
then
ask, so sorry.
go ahead.
This isn't new.
Go ahead,
Cut
Hannah.
you off.
No, go ahead.
But to back up what Councilor Caldwell is saying, is there any way, and again, this would not follow the prescription of a real RFP process, but because this is a selective list, and again, there's only two Syracuse-based addresses on this list right now, is there any way to run a small RFP or an open call process in the next week to get this back on the schedule?
So if we had the time to do an RFP, we would have already. The challenge is the RFP process with having to write it, identify the budget for it, because right now we do not have a budget for it, which is another reason that.
Could that not be on the RFP process?
We could.
I mean, we're not coming up with a budget for this, right? So anyone who would want to write for this process would have to write for in the same terms as what the Rochester firm is saying.
I'm not gonna, so I'm gonna be frank, I appreciate that. I'm not gonna hold it back, but this is my only fear is that once we do this, it continues, right? And it happened, and it's not anything against, because I
No,
think
I
what
want
you
to
guys
back
are
you up
doing.
completely. I don't want
You know,
us waiving
and we
RFPs.
keep doing this, and then all we get is the same thing. When we want to be fair and equitable to everyone having an opportunity, and it's not. It just happens to be your department this time,
Okay.
but it'll be other departments. I'm talking. Really.
Go ahead. But let's yes.
So, but let me finish
Let's put a
explaining.
lace on it.
Yes. So, this is a study session.
Go ahead.
So I'm not going to hold it back. I just need that the constituents to understand too, because I get calls, I get emails. People are like, how do we get in the front door? When the RFP is not there, they can't get in, right? And we want to make sure we want to show love to everyone. We want this community to be like, hey, we want to know what's going on. And when we do that, we just don't.
We can try to. So to your point, we can try to RFP as quickly as possible. To your point about inclusion, since people do need to be on the list, and so the people that we all are concerned about don't actually have the shot at this right now without being on that list. What I would say is we can make those contacts. So as people are reaching out saying, hey, I want to be able to do this, we are very happy always through our business development department to say, well, let us help you make those contacts so that you can be positioned to do so. Because that has to happen well before we get to this discussion. They've got to be on the list in the first place. But yeah, we can do our best to turn this around very, very quickly. It may still require a waiver to get on the agenda at the next meeting.
It's too late to be on the agenda for this meeting. You will hold these two items into the next agenda, and they all will be together? Is that
that's not what I was going to
It's too late to
suggest.
get on the waiver agenda now.
Okay, so what is it that you wanted to say,
I'm sorry,
Michael? Go ahead, finish.
So what I would suggest is we can move these. We will attempt to do this process. We would need a waiver likely to get on the next agenda with whatever we've got because of the short time frame. We don't know that we're going to get anybody that would be able to turn this around that quickly, but we'll give it a shot.
Would you be able to get Jacome in here to talk to them? Maybe have a committee meeting in between now and the next meeting?
We're willing to do
whatever.
We can always do that.
whatever's the council feels is educational and useful.
For me,
Just
it's
stay
not
around.
necessarily the vendor's problem. I want to fortify what Councilor Caldwell was saying. I think we just don't like it, right? When it comes
No,
to
I
us
get
with
it.
this short of a turnaround time,
Yeah.
for good governance, we want an RFP and put everything out to bid all the time. And I'm a fervent believer that we should be putting everything out to bid, but also I don't want to throw away $500,000 worth of infrastructure that's going to bring revenue to a city that desperately needs it. But what Rashida was saying is exactly right. Like we can't go down this road now with a brand new council and just suddenly start like waving. But in this case, I don't want to hold it back either. Like let's get the infrastructure in, but in the meantime,
Katie, would that be executive session so we can do this or in between meetings?
What Michael is saying basically is that to keep these as ready, and on the next agenda, they will communicate.
But if we can discuss it in between meetings,
Well, we're all set. I mean, it sounds like.
Well, yeah, Council President, let's keep these on.
okay.
And then we're going to hustle like heck, see what we can do. You know, we had never wanted to put out an RFP that we didn't think anybody had a shot to apply to. But we'll absolutely see what we can do.
Okay.
All right.
All right, moving on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you all set, Marty?
Yeah, we're all set, thank you.
Okay, Councilor Moore.
Thank you, Madam President. I have items 33 through 38. If there's no questions, they're ready to go.
Hearing none. Councilor Moore and Monto.
Councilor Moore.
Oh, this is Councilor Monto, I'm
Councilor Moore, I
sorry.
just want to make sure that.
Could the clerk
you
speak into the
under-
microphone, please?
You know that they changed the Schedule A for 33 and 34. There's a new Schedule A in your packet
Okay,
because the bond council had to review and adjust some things.
okay. Thank you.
In your packet, there's a new schedule,
Okay,
30.
thank you.
33 and 34.
Yep.
And President Hagwell, item 39 is ready.
All right. Councilor Monto for Councilor Williams.
Thank you, Councilor Paniagua. Councilor Williams has items 40 through 43, and those are also all ready. I want to make sure that we're noting that item number 40, the one change to that is that this is just going to be the contract with no new money. It's money coming from a previous budget line from last year, not new cash. Expiration date has changed, expiring March 27th.
August, right, Brian?
August, so
Yeah.
the short title's wrong, so that's supposed to be
Short
August?
title's
Okay,
wrong, August.
okay, that's it.
Are you all set?
Yep.
All right, who's taking Councilor John Rausers?
I'll take it. Thank you.
Okay, Councilman
Madam
Caldwell.
President, I have Councilor Joe Rouser, items 44 through 50. They're all ready unless anybody has any concerns or questions. 44 has to be held. She didn't say that.
Sorry about that, Councilor.
Okay,
We know that.
thank you.
Thank
Other
you.
than that, we're all set. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Monto.
Thank you, Councilor Paniagua. I have items 51 and 52. Item 51 will be held. We have some financial questions Counselor Williams and I, and 52 will also be held.
Are they both being held then?
Yes, both held.
Okay. And with that, we came to the close of the agenda.
Motion to
And
adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second?
Second.
Okay, thank you.
51, 52.